Hi students, welcome to Veda Gate Academy. Now you can able to discuss some concepts and formulas in BJT that you already learned. What is the BJT? So in this BJT chapter, just we can able to review the things that you learn. Check out now. So now I can able to review about the BJT, the concepts and formulas. So check out now in this BJT, you discussed that main current components are what means emitter current, base current and collector current. So these are the main majority current components. So emitter current is mainly due to diffusion of carriers from emitter to base, you learn. And base current is caused by the recombination of electrons and holes in the base region. And collector current is nothing but the carriers who do not recombine in the base region that are injected into collector and drift towards collector terminal to generate that collector current, you learn, right? So you discuss this emitter injection efficiency in BJT. Emitter injection efficiency you discussed. So this emitter injection efficiency denoted by eta. So this emitter injection efficiency indicate, right, the emitter current by the diffusion of emitter carriers, right? It represents the amount of current by the diffusion of emitter carriers over total IE. As compared to the total emitter current, how much is the current just by the diffusion of emitter carriers, that to be called as a emitter injection efficiency. Confirm now? It indicates the current due to the diffusion of emitter carriers as compared to total emitter current, right? So as compared to total IE, no? So total IE equal to already you know, sir, INE plus IPE, no? This is INE by INE plus IPE. If I consider this is a transistor for NPN. So this is nothing but close to, so for NPN, INE greater than IP, you know, so that is nothing but INE by INE, that is close to 1. This is considered for NPN students. If I go for PNP, there you may written that IPE by total IE you can call. Anyhow, in the case of PNP also, IPE by total IE close to IP, that is also 1. So finally you can confirm that in the case of a BJT, the emitter current is mainly due to the diffusion of carriers from emitter to base, such that you can call main current mechanism is a diffusion mechanism where the main current is emitter current and that is mainly due to diffusion of carriers from emitter to base. Okay. Next one you learn students, base transport factor. So this is one more thing you discuss students. Base transport factor you can call. So what is this base transport factor means? That base transport factor, nothing but called B, that indicate how much is the injected collector current, due to the current by the diffusion of emitter carriers, right? It indicate the amount of injected collector current due to the current by the diffusion of emitter carriers only. So in the case of NPN, the current due to the diffusion of emitter carriers only is nothing but INE you can call. So as compared to INE, how much is the injected collector current IC, that is called as a base transport factor you can call IC by INE for NPN students. If you want for PNP, the same thing to be written as IC by IPE, you can write IC by IPE for PNP transistor. Okay. And the total current relation in a BJT, you know, IE equal to IB plus IC, ignoring minority current, the current relation in a BJT is nothing but what, sir? IE equal to IB plus IC you can call. And again in this, base current IB is due to the recombination of electrons and holes in the base region. And you know that the base area is very small. So mainly to reduce the rate of recombination such that base current is negligible than compared to the injected collector current you can call, such that you know that in a BJT IC close to IE as IB negligible, you know, right? So IC close towards her means IE can call. So base current is negligible, that is 2 less than IC you can call. Based on that in a BJT you say that IC close to IE students. Okay. So check out the next one of this, the BJT configurations you discussed. So there are three main configurations of BJT depending on the type of terminal you taken common, students. So depending on the type of terminal you taken common, you may find out three configurations of BJT. Those are common base, common emitter and common collector. And you know that BJT is a current control device. Any change in output current controlled by input current called as a current controlled current source, students. So based on these three configurations, you can expect three current gain factors. So what are the three current gain factors? Means alpha, right? Alpha is the current gain factor for common base, students. It is the ratio of output current to input current, you can call IC by IE. This is for what sir means common base configuration, students. So this alpha is poor, you know. So this is around 0.9 to 0.998, students. Okay. So that is very poor, you can call. So common base transistor having a poor current gain, you know. Next, one more current gain you define, beta, students. Beta equal to IC by IB. This is for common emitter, you can call. It is high, you know, whose practical value is around 50 to 500, students. And one more you discuss that common collector current gain gamma. So that is nothing but IE by IB, students. This is for CC, you can call. So it is also high, you know, which is about 51 to 501, you can call. So among all these three configurations, students, common base, common emitter, common collector transistor have high current gain and its current gain is somewhat close to common emitter transistor. So that in a BJT, among the three configurations, common emitter and common collector have considerable current gains, good current gains. So they can be used as a current amplifier. CB transistor have a worst current gain, it is close to 1, students. It's very, very close to 1. Okay. So among all these things, who is a very good current amplifier means CC, even as compared to CE. But you learn that as compared to CE, CC transistor have some feedback problems, you know. So due to feedback conditions, so due to feedback effect, the input signal can get suppressed. So even it have a good current gain, but have a poor voltage gain. That voltage gain close to 1, you know. So originally do not act as a voltage amplifier, but because of that voltage gain close to 1, it can be used as a voltage buffer, you know. So who is a person that can able to use as an amplifier in terms of voltage, current as well as power also means CE transistor, students. CE transistor is mostly preferred as a amplifier even as compared to CB and CC in all conditions of voltage, current and power also. Okay. So CC is exclusively used only for current amplification. CB transistor not preferred as a current amplifier, but it have a good voltage gain like a CE transistor. But even you have a good voltage gain, not be preferred as an amplifier mainly because of what, sir, you know, CB transistor have a drawback of low input impedance and high output impedance, students. Okay. Check out the other things, the relations you discussed, students, among these three gain factors. One of the relation you discussed, right, current gain alpha in terms of beta as alpha equal to beta by 1 plus beta, you learn, students. Alpha equal to beta by 1 plus beta. And one more current gain formula you discussed, beta in terms of alpha, beta equal to alpha by 1 minus alpha, students. So this is alpha in terms of beta, this is beta in terms of alpha. Okay. Other than this, you can discuss the current gain gamma. Gamma equal to what, you know, students, 1 plus beta, you know, so that common emitter and common collector current gains are close together. And again gamma in terms of alpha, you know, gamma equal to 1 by 1 minus alpha. Gamma equal to 1 by 1 minus alpha. So these are the relation between the current gain factors of common base, common emitter and common collector, students. Check out the other things in this you learn. You know that in a BJT, the total collector current is equal to sum of majority and minority current, students, right? In a BJT, total IC equal to, you know, total collector current IC equal to sum of majority current and minority current, you learn, students. So you know that majority current flows according to the current controlled phenomenon as a function of input current. For that only you know that current gain factors. minority current can be considered according to the reverse bias of collector junction, so that in a PN junction of reverse bias, minority current can flow. So based on that phenomenon, you can expect a minority current flow in the reverse bias collector junction, right? Other than this, it can also have majority current. Even the collector junction is reverse bias. Why this majority current can flow, sir? Majority current can flow as a function of input current, according to the current controlled phenomenon you can call, such that BJT, that current controlled device you can call. So majority current can flow in the reverse bias collector junction, right, according to the current controlled phenomenon of input, and minority current can flow according to reverse bias nature, students. So how this one, total current for common base and common emitter, so you learn that IC equal to, in common base, the majority current in terms of gain factor alpha is IC equal to alpha IE. This is the majority current, students, where IE is the input majority current, alpha is the gain factor for common base. And whatever that minority current for common base, ICBO, this is for CB, students, common base. So what is this ICBO, students? It is the minority current can flow between the collector and base terminals with input emitter as a open, right? Keeping input emitter open, how much is the minority current that can flow between collector and base terminals, that to be called as ICBO for common base. So what is that ICBO there, students? Where ICBO equal to IC naught. IC naught is nothing but called reverse saturation collector current, such that total collector current for common base is what, sir? IC equal to alpha IE plus IC naught you can call. So from this you see this one now, students, keeping input current is constant, the total change in collector current due to temperature is just only one time the IC naught. That IC naught is a temperature dependent, So keeping input current constant, the total change in collector current due to temperature is just only one time the IC naught, such that IC naught is negligible, indicating that the change in collector current due to temperature is very less in common base circuit, such that common base circuit is quite stable, which do not ask any further stabilization, students. So it is a more stable person, that is an advantage of common base circuit, which do not require any further stability, So this is the current relation in a BJT for common base configuration. So including both majority and minority current. In common base circuit, minority current effect is less, students. Okay. Now I can able to go for common emitter. So for common emitter transfer, now I can go, students. For common emitter, total collector current IC equal to sum of majority and minority current. Majority current as a function of input current using gain factor beta IB. And whatever that minority current means. So the minority current to be expected, keeping input as a open. Whenever the input is open, under that condition, none of the majority current can flow, only minority current can flow. So and easily you can identify the effect of such minority current. That minority current in CE transistor, as ICEO. Right, students? Where ICEO stands for minority current flow between collector and emitter terminals with input base as a open. You know that what is the minority current between collector and base is nothing but IC naught. But here I need the minority current between collector and emitter, students, not between collector and base. Between collector and base terminals, it is a standard value IC naught. So, but I need that minority current flow between collector and emitter who are opposite sides. Okay, so what is the minority current who travel from collector to base is IC naught. On reaching the base terminal, that IC naught can get boosted by the BJT of CE configuration by beta times and forward to the emitter terminal as a beta IC naught. So from collector to base as IC naught and base to emitter converted as a beta IC naught. So the total minority current who can flow between collector and emitter is IC naught plus beta IC naught. That is 1 plus beta IC naught, you learn, students. Such that what this collector current means, IC equal to beta IB plus 1 plus beta times IC naught. So keeping input current constant, what do you say in common emitter circuit, sir? The change in IC naught due to temperature is less originally, because IC naught is order of micro or nanoampere, right? For every 10 degrees centigrade it can doubles. So even it doubles, that's not a problem because order is less micro or nano. But here in the case of CE transistor, the main drawback is multiplying factor is a problem. Here minority current just one time the IC naught. Here minority current found to be 1 plus beta times IC naught, students. and beta is a large value, 50 to 500, such that for a small change in temperature, there is a more change in minority current you can call, such that the total current to be varies. So in a common emitter circuit, total collector current equal to this one now. So here the change in collector current due to temperature is very high, even the input current is constant. Even the input current is constant, there is a change in output current, and that changes is more due to temperature by IC0, such that common emitter circuit should be quite unstable, which need the stabilization against the variations in collector current due to temperature. So CE transistor is what, sir? Quite unstable. Right, you need the stabilization for CE circuit, which keep to maintain the collector current to variations independent of temperature by IC0. How do you get this one? Means that comes in unlock circuits, that to be done by the biasing technique, students. So using biasing techniques, one can improve the stabilization of a BJT, making that collector current variations independent of temperature. That's the case. So for common base circuit, I don't need any stabilization, students, because the minority current effect is very less. But CE transistor mostly required as an amplifier, but the drawback of the CE transistor is the minority current effect is more. So before using this CE transistor as an amplifier, first of all, you can able to improve the stabilization of it. How to improve the stabilization, sir? That stabilization of the CE circuit to be done by the biasing techniques. Okay. So this is the expression for collector current for common base and common emitter. In common collector circuit, the same minority current can flow, right? CE and CC almost have the same minority current, students. Okay. And what is the relation between these two minority currents, you see? Check out the relation between these two minority current, students. So you know that ICBO same as what? IC0 you can call. ICBO same as what, sir? IC0, students. Right? Other than this, one more minority current, ICO for common emitter, that equal to 1 plus beta times of IC0, students. Again, IC0 I rewrite as a ICBO, that is 1 plus beta times of ICBO, students. So if you want, you can also rewrite this one as like this, ICBO by 1 minus alpha, where 1 plus beta equal to 1 by 1 minus alpha, students. Substituting beta equal to alpha by 1 minus alpha, you may minimize to get like this, ICBO by 1 minus alpha. So this is the relation between the two minority currents you can call. Understand the students? Next, you check it out. Base width modulation, you learn, students. Next, you discuss that base width modulation. So according to the base width modulation, you discuss what, students? Right, as reverse bias collector voltage increases, what you learn, students? The barrier can expand mostly into base. Why the barrier should expanding only to the base means? Because base is a likely doped one. Confirm now, students? So due to the expansion of this barrier, the effective base width decreases. Effective base width what, students? Base width decreases, you can call. So the variations in the base width with the applied reverse bias collector voltage is called as a base width modulation. You discussed already, and this phenomenon studied by a person called as Early effect also. So what is the importance of this base width modulation, students? Up to now you discussed that any change in output current depend on mainly input current you can call according to the current control phenomenon. So using base width modulation, one can say that there is a little bit change in output current by output supply also. It's not a direct increase, students. So due to the base width modulation, you find out there is a decrease in base current, right? So what is the decrease in base current? Indicating that so the injection of carriers into the collector region is more from base. So what are the carriers who do not recombine can be injected into collector, so that injection of carriers from base to collector increases, thereby injected collector current to be increases, students, such that there is a little bit increase in collector current by output supply also you can call. That to be discussed by base width modulation. So base width decreases, you can call. The decrease in base width, what you say, students? Recombination rate decreases. So that can able to decreasing what's the recombination rate. The decrease in recombination rate can able to decrease base current, students. Okay. So what are the carriers who do not find the chance of recombination, that are mostly injected into what's means collector. So the number of carriers that are injected into the collector from base is known by the term that to be called as a base transport factor. that to be increases. Remember now, the carriers who do not recombine in the base region can be injected maximum into collector. How many of the carriers that are injected into the collector, known by the term, base transport factor. So that to be increasing, students. Thereby, the injection of carriers into collector increasing means the automatically collector current increases, students. Collector current increases. So the increase in collector current make to increase alpha. The increase in collector current make to increase what, sir? Alpha to be increases. Understand, students? So this is the sequence of the base width modulation effect we can call. Right? Current gain factor alpha increases. And you know that alpha equal to IC by IE, that is, exactly equal to 1, right? Where when IB equal to 0, where you know that effective base width is 0, students. Where effective base width is what? 0. And you know that this phenomenon is called reach through or punch through phenomenon. And this is called, what is, students? Reach through or punch through phenomenon, So under this condition, I told you the BJT do not act as an amplifier. Under this region, the BJT do not act as an amplifier, you can call. Understand this? Also, you discuss the expression for collector current, students. So, expression for collector current you can call from Shockley. So, from Shockley equation, you discuss the expression for collector current IC, that is close to IE, that equal to IC naught into exponential of VEB or VBE by VT, students. If it is a common base, you return emitter to base. Common emitter means you can write base to emitter voltage, students. VT. Where you can take that ideality factor to be 1. You consider that ideality factor for this one is nothing but 1, you can call. VB is nothing but a forward voltage drop across the input junction. VB or VEB, what you can call. It is the forward voltage across that input junction, students. IC naught is the minor eddy current you can call. So you know that any change in output current depend on input current depend on input bias voltage. That's the case. So depending on the input forward voltage, input current you can define. By that you can express that output current, students. So this is the equation. VT stands for thermal voltage. Suppose if I wanted to expand this one with early effect, the same formula to be write like this. With early voltage, some VA you can call. Commonly VA is negative, students. For that you can take as a modulus. This is the modified formula for expression for collector current. IC equal to IC naught into exponential of VB by VT into 1 plus VCE by modulus VA. So this is the formula for expression for collector current by taking that early voltage. Ideally, you take that early voltage infinite, students. Anything by infinite becomes 0, so that this is the original one. Suppose if you specify early voltage, then the modified formula for expression for collector current is like this. So practically this early voltage is about 100 to 300 volts, students. 100 to 300 volts. If early voltage, if you specify only, can take, students. If you do not specify, means by default that can be taken as a infinite. So this is the expression for collector current, right, in terms of Shockley. And what is the modified Shockley equation with early voltage means this one. Confirm of the students. Okay. Next, you check it out what means. Next one, you see this one now, students. Ebert-Small model you discuss. According to the Ebert-Small model, you know that BJT is electrically equivalent to 2 PN diodes connected as back to back, you can call. So a BJT will nothing but look like to be 2 PN diodes connected as back to back, students. Okay. So next of this one now you can able to examine here. The mode of BJT you discuss, students. So how do you identify the given BJT circuit is in active mode or saturation mode or cutoff mode, you know, students. So one of the condition you learn. So in terms of base current, you know, right. So if base current IB find it to be too high, base current IB to be find it to be very high, it is in saturation, students. It's not high, not low, that is a limited one, that is simply called a minimum, allowable condition, that is called active mode, students. Suppose if the base current look like be less than minimum, students, not the required value itself, then it will be cut off. So this is the thing you can call in terms of base current discussion. Okay. Other than this, you can also express this one, students. This one now conditions of cutoff, saturation, and active, all that I go. First of that one, students, cutoff mode I told you. If you go for cutoff mode, BJT act as an open switch, students. There, majority collector current to be 0, ideally minority current flow, that should not be accepted. Okay. And whatever that VC is, students, VC equal to maximum, that equal to supply voltage, you can call. VC equal to what, sir, means maximum, that equal to what you can call means supply voltage. Confirm, students. So in this cutoff mode, the BJT do not dissipate the power as a heat, students, because collector heat dissipation or collector power dissipation equal to VC into IC, anyhow IC 0, so that BJT do not dissipate the power as a heat under cutoff mode where it acts as a open switch. So other than this, you know that, students, saturation mode, in saturation mode BJT act as a closed switch, So in terms of voltage you discuss, students, so here VCE should be greater than or equal to 0 volt, students, but less than or equal to VCE saturation. Ideally VCE saturation itself is 0, students. Practically it should be allowable is up to 0.1 volt for germanium, up to 0.2 volt for silicon. So VCE should be negligible, students, in this saturation mode, so that graph is very close to vertical axis, And in saturation mode, that the saturated collector current must be less than active mode current, less than or equal to active mode current, students. So active mode current is a function of input current, you can call, that is beta IB, students, where beta is a gain factor, It indicates that IB must be greater than or equal to IC saturation by beta, indicating that IB must be very high. So saturation current calculated from output bias circuit, students. Active mode current to be defined as beta IB, where IB calculated from input bias circuit, And so now, students, IC saturation calculated directly from output bias circuit, and IC active equal to beta IB, where IB to be calculated from input bias circuit, and compare that one now. If this one is like this, then it is in saturation mode, you can call. Under saturation mode also, the collector dissipation power to be close to 0, because here current is there but voltage is close to 0 or negligible, you can call. So power dissipation is ideally 0 or practically negligible. So under switching mode of cutoff and saturation in BJT, the power dissipation is 0 or negligible. So ideally you say that 0 power dissipation, you can call. So wherever the BJT used as a switching device, that corresponding circuit is a non-dissipative circuit, students, non-dissipative power supply circuit. So non-dissipative means it do not dissipate the power as a heat. Okay. So now the next operating mode of the BJT, that to be called what, sir? Active mode, students. In the active mode condition, right? What you can find out the current is, this one means VCE greater than VCE saturation, students, and commonly less than VCC by 2. So VC is in between these two conditions, students. So why don't you consider above this one means, if you go for that one, the Q point selection come down not at the center, you can call, so that you may get that clipping of a positive or negative cycles you say. So commonly you can consider that one is VC in between VC saturation and VCC by 2, students. Already you learn for good amplification, the Q point should be selected at the center of the load line, at which VC equal to VCC by 2, that's the case. Okay. Next here, what are the corresponding current, students? IC saturation greater than IC active, student, that is greater than beta IB. Means IB less than IC saturation by beta. So IB must be minimum in active region, students. So in the case of a BJT, the power that can be appeared as a heat only in active mode, where VC and IC are non-zero. So the heat dissipation is possible in active mode, such that wherever the BJT operates as an active device, where the power dissipation in the collector region is possible, and such type of circuit is called as a dissipative power supply circuit, you can call dissipative power supply circuit. So this is the way to identify the mode of a BJT, whether it is an active mode or saturation mode or cutoff mode, students, active or saturation or cutoff. Okay. Next we check out what, sir, means the BJT have Avalanche breakdown, students. Avalanche breakdown in BJT. Now you know. I told that in a BJT, right, collector junction is reverse bias and it is moderately doped one. So in a BJT, collector junction is moderately doped and as well as it is reverse bias one. So it have an avalanche breakdown, students. So this breakdown condition commonly discussed under cutoff mode, students. Simply you say that BJT is cutoff mode means input look like open. So BJT look like be in cutoff mode means where input look like be open. So what is this avalanche breakdown voltage, sir? This avalanche breakdown voltage, right, equal to what, sir, means BVCBO. This is an avalanche breakdown voltage for common base circuit, students, where BVCBO stands for the breakdown voltage between collector and base terminals with input emitter as a open. And what is this avalanche breakdown voltage for common emitter, students? BVCEO, you know. This is the breakdown voltage for common emitter, students, where BVCO stands for the breakdown voltage appeared between collector and emitter terminals with input base as a open. If I compare this breakdown phenomenon of both common base and common emitter, in which case the breakdown appeared earlier than other, students, that could be appeared earlier in common emitter circuit than compared to common base circuit. Why the common emitter circuit have the breakdown earlier than compared to common base? Both are avalanche breakdown only, but appeared somewhat earlier in CE than compared to CB. Why the breakdown comes earlier in CE means because CE transfer have more minority current effect than compared to CB. As compared to CB, the minority current effect is more. How many times means 1 plus beta times, you know, and beta is a high value, you know. So based on that, what do you say, sir? In CE transistor, the breakdown somewhat comes earlier than compared to common base circuit, right? So by this, you see this in BJT, BVCO less than BVCBO, students. And the relation between this you already know, BVCO equal to BVCBO into nth root of 1 by beta, where beta is a DC current gain factor, where n equal to integer, students, depending on the type of BJT specified by the manufacturer, and its value is 2 to 10, right? So n is an integer, student, that value is nothing but around 2 to 10 specified by the manufacturer. So these are the concepts you learn in this BJT chapter. The continuation of this BJT again comes in analog circuit, students, where you can able to continue from the biasing techniques. Already you learned that who is mostly preferred configuration for amplifier means CE, but practical drawback of CE transistor is output is quite unstable. If I use that CE transistor directly in amplifier, output look like a distorted due to this temperature effect, all that. So before using the CE transistor for amplifier, it is a mandatory to minimize that unwanted variations or unnecessary variations due to temperature by minority current effect, you can call. So that process is called as a stabilization process. So that to be done by biasing techniques, already I told you. So all these things now can able to continue in analog circuit, students. Now can able to examine the practice questions that he given in the previous gate papers for this BJT chapter. Okay, check out the practice questions, students. See this one now. If the transistor if the transistor in the figure is in saturation, right, then what are the things he asking means? So this is the transistor is given, where this is the collector current, base current and emitter current, you can call. Beta DC denote the DC current again, you can call, right? What are the options given, students? IC is always equal to beta DC IB. IC is always equal to minus beta DC IB. IC is greater than or equal to beta DC IB, you can call. IC is less than or equal to beta DC IB, students, is given. So you already know that condition for saturation region is what you know. Right, under saturation mode, you know that IC saturation less than or equal to IC active, I told students. This is the condition for saturation. And what is the active current means? That is beta IB. So this is the condition under saturation region, students. So under saturation region, IC saturation less than or equal to beta IB, you can call. So the correct option for this one is IC less than or equal to beta DC IB, students. First one is a D answer. Okay, check out the next question now. See this one now. Choose the correct match for the input resistance of various amplifier configurations shown below. Choose the correct match for the input resistance of various amplifier configurations shown below. Okay, so this one now students. First one common base configuration, next one common collector configuration, next one common emitter configuration. 3 configurations given. So input resistances may be given, right? LO for low, MO for moderate, HI for high. So options given students. First option CB low value, CC moderate value, CE high value you can call. Next option CB low value, CC high value, CE moderate value. Next option CB moderate, CC high, CE low. Okay. Next option students, last one CB high, CC low, CE moderate. So for these configurations, what are the input resistance is asking students. First you can come back here. You know that among all the 3 configurations, common base input impedance is low. The input impedance for common base is nothing but low students. Among all the 3 configurations, common base circuit have very low input impedance, that I told you that very few ohms, right? That is nothing but around less than 100 ohms I told to you, right? So CE circuit have moderate input impedance students. So it is a moderate input impedance I can call. So for common base it is a few ohms I told, order of few ohms, less than 100 ohms practically. So it is moderate students, 1K to 2 kilo ohms I know. Okay, CE circuit have moderate input impedance and it should be greater as compared to common base and less as compared to common collector. By that I call moderate. The input impedance of common emitter circuit moderate, that is in between common base and common collector students. For common collector circuit, input impedance is high students, about mega ohms. So this is the case you can call. See this one now. For common base, input impedance low. For common collector, it is high. For common emitter, it is moderate students. Option B is the right answer for that. Option B should be the right answer for that students. Next one I go. The impurity commonly used for realizing the base region of a silicon NPN transistor is. The impurity commonly used for realizing the base region of a silicon NPN transistor is students. See this one now. First option given gallium, next option given indium, next option given boron, next option given phosphorus. So it is a NPN transistor students. The impurity commonly considered for NPN transistor. So where middle one is a base student, this one base. So that is a p-type impurity you can call, p-type impurity you can call. So gallium is a trivalent impurity, indium also trivalent impurity, boron is also trivalent impurity, phosphorus is a pentavalent students. So option D is wrong. Among the first 3 things we may consider gallium or indium or boron. So all the trivalent impurity is commonly considered for the fabrication of p-type students, but which is mostly preferred trivalent impurity you learn in your semiconductor students, that should be among all the trivalent atoms, the mostly preferred trivalent impurity for the fabrication of p-type is what sir means boron. If it is a pentavalent means phosphorus you can use. Trivalent most commonly preferred is boron students. Even gallium and indium are trivalent, so as compared to boron, so which is mostly preferred means boron only preferred even as compared to gallium and indium students. So the preferable answer is C. Okay, so this is the base that will be mainly preferred to be made by what sir? Boron. Next question in this one students. If for a silicon NPN transistor, the base to emitter voltage VB equal to 0.7 volt, you can call. And so now, and the collector to base voltage VCB equal to 0.2 volt students, E given. So base to emitter voltage is 0.7 volt and the collector to base voltage is given 0.2 volt. Then the transistor is operating in first option students, normal active mode. First option is normal active mode students, right? Next option is what means saturation mode you can call. Next option is saturation mode. Next option is inverse active mode, cutoff mode you can call. So VB equal to 0.7 volt and VCB equal to 0.2 volt means probably BZT is in forward active mode students. Input is forward bias and output look like reverse bias condition. So it is probably what sir means active mode students. So normal active mode, answer is A. Answer should be A for that one. Now you can call. Okay. Next question you see now. Consider the following statements S1 and S2. Considering the following statements S1 and S2. First one, students, S1. The beat of a bipolar transistor reduces if the base width increased. Right? The beat of bipolar transistor reduces, beta stands for current gain, reduces if the base width is increased. S2, students, the beat of a bipolar transistor increases if the doping concentration in the base is increased. Right? Beta increases if a doping concentration in the base increase, recall. So S1 and S2 given. Which one of the following is correct? S1 is false, S2 is true. Both S1 and S2 are true. Both S1 and S2 are false. S1 is true and S2 is false. So these things are given, students. First one I go S1. The beat of a transistor reduces if the base width increases, you can call. See this one now, students. S1 option I go. So first I can go for base width increases means if the base width increases, recombination rate increases, students. The recombination rate increases, right? Then automatically IB increases, students. Right? IB increases, you can call. So IB increases means the increase in recombination can decrease IC, students. Base or transport factor decreases, IC decreases, you can call. So automatically beta decreases, students. Beta decreases. So first one, S1 is a true, students. Come back to the S2. The beat of bipolar transistor increases if the doping concentration in the base increases, you can call. Right? So S2 goes, students. If the doping concentration in the base increases means IB increases. So IB increases means automatically the number of carriers that are injected into the collector region decreases, students. IC decreases, you can call. Automatically beta decreases, students. Beta decreases, but he said that beta increases, you can call. Beta increases, you can call. That's wrong. So S2 false, S1 true. Option is S1 true, S2 is false, students. S1 is true and S2 is false. D is the answer for that. Okay. Check out the next question now. Assuming VC is saturation equal to 0.2 volt, VC is saturation equal to 0.2 volt and beta equal to 50, the minimum base current IB, required to drive the transistor, right, in the given figure to the saturation, right? So this is the BJT circuit is given. So to drive the transistor into saturation mode, what is the minimum base current E required, asking students? What is the minimum base current required to drive the transistor into saturation mode, asking? So options given, students. 56 microampere A, B is nothing but 140 milliamps, C is nothing but 60 microamp, D is nothing but 3 milliamps. Now I can redraw the figure, students, first. So this one now, this is the figure A given. This is IB. So this is this one now. This is 1 kilo ohm, I think. This is 3 volt. Beta given 50, students. VC saturation is given. Okay. VC saturation is 0.2 volt, you can call. So this is a collector, emitter, base. So you're asking what, students? Minimum base current under saturation mode, you call. IB minimum is asking. He asking that IB minimum, students. So now I can able to go for under saturation mode. What are the conditions? You know, can I write now here? So this one now, under saturation, you know, IC saturation less than or equal to IC active, students, that is less than or equal to beta IB. Thereby IB greater than or equal to IC saturation by beta, students. So he asking that under saturation minimum base current, IB minimum equal to IC saturation by beta. IC saturation by beta. This is the formula. Now I need IC saturation, students. So now I can able to discuss this. Here know that a drop is VC, you know. See this for now. Here corresponding current is IC, students. So IC equal to 3 minus VCE by 1K suppose. Then IC saturation equal to 3 minus VC saturation by 1K, students. So VC saturation given 0.2 volt there. VC saturation equal to 0.2 volt, students. So IC saturation equal to 3 minus 0.2 by 1K becomes 2.8 milliampere, students. So 2.8 milliampere. So now I require that what sir means IB minimum equal to IC saturation by beta. Now I written this one now. Therefore IB minimum equal to IC saturation by beta, that is 2.8 into 10 power minus 3 by 50, students. I multiply by 2 both the top and bottom, that is 5.6 by 100 into 10 power minus 3, students, ampere. So that is 56 into 10 power minus 6, students, 56 microampere it comes. The answer become what means 56 microampere. So the correct option for that one is A, students. A is the right answer for that one now. A should be right answer. Okay. Check out the next question now. The neutral base width of a bipolar transistor biased in active region is 0.5 micrometer. The maximum electron concentration and the diffusion constant in the base are 10 power 14 per centimeter cube and dn equal to 25 centimeter square per second respectively. Okay. Assuming the negligible recombination in the base, right, the collector current density is, so electron charge is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs here given, students. Options given is 800 ampere per centimeter square, 8 ampere per centimeter square, 200 ampere per centimeter square, right? So 2 ampere per centimeter square, students. So this is the thing is given. See this one now. The neutral base width of a BJT biased in active region is what sir means 0.5 micrometer, students. W I can call that I say as some dx, students. 0.5 micrometer, that is 0.5 into 10 power minus 4 centimeter. Okay. The maximum electron concentration is 10 power 14 per centimeter cube, students. So I can call some dn there, that is 10 power 14 per centimeter cube we can call. Okay. And the diffusion constant is 25 centimeter square per second. dn equal to 25 centimeter square per second, students. Assuming negligible recombination in the base, the collector current density is asking, students, JC. Okay. So J equal to, according to the diffusion phenomenon, it will be written as Q dn into dn by dx. So this is the formula, students. J equal to Q dn into dn by dx you can call. So everything is given there. Q stands for charge. Q stands for what, sir? Charge you can call. So now I written, students. J equal to Q means charge 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. dn stands for diffusion constant, students, 25. And dn by dx. So this is a 10 power 14. dx equal to 0.5 into 10 power minus 4, students. 0.5 into 10 power minus 4 ampere per centimeter square, because all are in centimeters. So 1.6 into 25. Okay. 0.5, 1 by 0.5 become 2, students. So 10 power 18 into 10 power 19 becomes 0.1, students. Ampere per centimeter square. If I all minimize that, I may get this one is 8 ampere per centimeter square. I may get that value so much 8 ampere per centimeter square, students. So option should be B for that. So this is the diffusion current density formula used. Based on that, I can calculate this one now. So how much it is? Nothing but 8 ampere per centimeter square you may get. Okay. Check out the next question now. For an NPN transistor connected as shown in the figure, VB equal to 0.7 volt, given that the reverse saturation current of the junction at room temperature is 10 power minus 13 ampere, right? The emitter current is, so this is the BJT circuit given, students, where you observe now a base and collector are shorted together. So it looks like an emitter diode with a collector junction to be as a shorted. And you remember now, this emitter diode is forward biased by VBE. So what is this BJT? Among the two junctions, one of the junction look like as a shorted, that is collector junction. So now the BJT look like an emitter diode, students, with forward voltage equal to VBE. Now, so options given for the emitter current: 30 milliampere, 39 milliampere, 49 milliampere, 20 milliampere. You can call. Understand the students? So this is the figure he given. I read down how it is. This is the figure he given. So this is that one. This is the collector current, you know. So this collector and base are shorted, students. This is collector. This is emitter, you know. Collector and base are shorted. You can call VCB equal to 0 there. This is given VB. So within this collector junction shorted, the BJT look like an emitter diode with the forward voltage of VBE. You can call. What he asking, sir, means the corresponding emitter current he asking, students. So the options E given here. See this one now. VBE given, that equal to 0.7 volt. Okay. And the reverse saturation current at room temperature is IS, you can call, or IC naught also uses, students. 10 power minus 13 ampere you can call. At room temperature VT equal to, you know, 26 millivolts, students. He asking that emitter current. So using Shockley equation, right, by this emitter diode, what the formula, you know, means IE close to IC, you know. So in terms of this one now, saturation current written is IS into exponential of VBE by VT, students. You don't define any gain factors, all these things. So this is the formula for collector current or emitter current in terms of VBE, you can call, where already collector junction is shorted. That BZ look like an emitter diode if you want. So with the forward voltage is VB. From Shockley you can write this one now. So everything, you know, students, just to substitute to get the concerned one. So that is a 10 power minus 13 exponential of VB 0.7. VT is nothing but at room temperature 26 millivolt, you know, standard ampere. So that is 10 power minus 13 into exponential of 700 by 26 ampere, students. If I minimize that, I may get this value is around 49 milliampere, students, around 49 milliampere. So if I minimize that, you may get this value is 49 milliampere. So the option for this one is the C, students. Option is C for that. Okay. Check out the next question now. The phenomenon known as early effect in a bipolar transistor refers to the reduction of the effective base width caused by, okay, option A, electron hole recombination at the base, option B, the reverse biasing of the base to collector junction, option C, the forward biasing of emitter base junction, option D, the early removal of stored base charge during the saturation to cutoff switching. And so now, students, the phenomenon known as early effect you can call, right, in a BJT refers to the reduction of the effective base width caused by what you can call already know. So the base width is reduced there according to the base width modulation by having a reverse bias across the collector junction. With the reverse bias collector junction, because of collector is somewhat highly doped than compared to base, so the base width going to be occupied with the barrier by the increase of reverse bias collector voltage such that effective base width decreases, that is considered by base width modulation. So the reduction of the base width by the early effect caused by the implementation of reverse bias across collector junction of collector and base. So what is the answer for that one, students? B answer. So remaining not correct you can call. So reverse biasing of the collector to base junction, there the barrier can expand into the base, thereby effective base width decreases. So the option for that one is B, students. Okay, check out the next question now. The DC current gain beta of a BZ is 50. Assuming the emitter injection efficiency is 0.995, okay, the base transport factor is asking. See this one now. The beta of a BZ is 50, students are given. Beta equal to 50 you can call. Assuming the emitter injection efficiency alpha equal to 0.995, right? Emitter injection efficiency is 0.995, students. What is the base transport factor he asking? This is the case. He given the option is 0.980, 0.985, 0.990, 0.995, students. Now I can able to go for this one now. Suppose for NPN I taken. Suppose for NPN students I taken. So what is that emitter injection efficiency? You know, right? Emitter injection efficiency eta. 1 minute, students. Emitter injection efficiency is eta, you can call. I indicated different. So emitter injection efficiency eta, you know, students, not alpha. It is eta, you can call. You are asking base transport factor B. Suppose I take the transfer is NPN model, students. So what is the emitter injection efficiency? You already know. Emitter injection efficiency defined as how much is the emitter diffusion current over total emitter current, you can call INE by IE. Okay, this is for NPN I written. So emitter injection efficiency for NPN equal to INE by IE, students. And base transport factor, you know, that represent the injected collector current as compared to the current due to the diffusion of emitter carriers only, that is IC by INE. So these things, you know, students. Then what will I do means I can multiply those two things, students. Eta into B, B for base transport factor. So if I multiply these two things, INE get cancelled, that become as a IC by IE. You know that IC by IE equal to current gain factor alpha. Current gain factor what, sir? Alpha. So now I need base transport factor, students. So base transport factor B equal to, B for base transport factor there, B equal to what you can call alpha by, so alpha by eta you can call. Base transport factor B equal to alpha by eta, where alpha is that current gain factor you can call. But he given the current gain factor beta, students. He given the current gain factor beta there. So beta equal to 50 given. So now I can rewrite alpha in terms of beta, students. That is beta by 1 plus beta into 1 by eta I can call. So I rewrite alpha as a beta terms, nothing but beta by 1 plus beta written, as it is eta I taken out. So beta is how much given, students? Beta equal to 50 there. Beta, current gain factor beta is 50 by 51 into 1 by eta. Eta stands for emitter injection efficiency, students. That emitter injection efficiency is 0.995 you can call. So 50 by 51 into 0.995. If I minimize this one, students, you may get this value around 0.985. So this value may come to be how much means 0.985 you can call. So the option for this one is given 0.980, 0.985, 0.990, 0.995. The correct option for this one is B, students. 0.985 you can call. Okay. Check out the next question now. For the BJT circuit shown, assume that the beta of a transistor is very large. Okay, VB equal to 0.7 volt. The mode of operation of the BJT is the mode of operation of the BJT is. So this is the BJT circuit given, students. Options given: cutoff, saturation, normal active, and reverse active. Check up this one now. First I redraw the circuit of BJT there. This is the BJT circuit given. So here in the emitter bias, there is a 1 kilo ohm resistor connected, 1K. So this is emitter, base, collector you can call, students. In this collector load is 10K is there. And the collector supply given 10 volts. Okay. And input bias is given, students, 2 volts. So this is the circuit given, asking that active or saturation or cutoff or reverse active we can call. You observe now, VB given there students, VB equal to 0.7 volt given. This is the VB plus. Okay. This is the place for IB, This is the place for IC. This is the place for IE. See, so now already the input is forward biased by this 2 volt supply students, so that the BJT may be either in saturation or active mode, not transfer cutoff mode or reverse active we can call. So because of the input is already forward biased, the BJT have an option for either saturation or active mode. Now how to calculate that one, students? So one comparison of what means IC saturation and IC active, you calculate both and compare that. If IC saturation become less than or equal to IC active, it is in saturation. Suppose if IC saturation greater than IC active, it is in active mode you can call. And I told that IC saturation calculated directly from output bias, and IC active calculated from input as a function of input base current IB. And you know that, students, this is the place for VCE. Right? So we given option, students, beta is very large there. See this one now. As beta tends to large, right? That is IB negligible, IB equal to IC by beta. Because beta large, IB negligible or close to 0, students, or you say that IC equal to IE. So now I can come to the base to emitter loop, students. First, from base to emitter loop I go. Okay, that is input circuit you can call. Supply is a 2 volt, students. Here none of the resistor is there, no drop. So here the drop is VB, here the drop is IE into 1K, students. So from base to emitter loop, 2 equal to VBE plus IE into 1K, students. Okay. So IE equal to IC, that I can call IC active now, that equal to 2 minus VBE by 1K, students. VBE given 0.7, 2 minus 0.7 by 1K, that become 1.3 milliampere, students. So from the input bias circuit, I calculated IC active. Now I can able to go for IC saturation, students, from output bias circuit. From output bias circuit, I can calculate IC saturation. So in this one, I can go for that now. So 10 equal to here IC into 10K plus VC plus I into 1K you can call. So I can apply that one now. See this one now. From output, I can go. From output, 10 equal to, check out the condition, KVL I can apply. 10 equal to, so IC into 10K plus VCE, IC into 10K plus VCE plus IE into 1K, students. So take VCE this side, 10 minus VCE equal to, already you know the, students, IE equal to IC, thereby I take common IC. So this is a 10K, this is 1K, you can call 10 plus 1K. So because of IE equal to IC, students, already IB negligible you can call. IC into 10 plus 1K means 11K you can call. So now I can able to go for IC equal to 10 minus VCE by 11K, students. So now I need IC saturation now at our output circuit, that equal to 10 minus VCE saturation by 11K, students. Okay. So VCE saturation not be specified in the question. So if you specify that, you can consider either 0.1 or 0.2, students. So VCE saturation not be mentioned in the question itself means ideally you taken as a 0. Ideally you taken as what? 0 for that. So VCE saturation not mentioned, that I can taken as a 0 by 11K. So it comes around 0.9 milliampere, students. So IC saturation is 0.9 milliamperes and IC active U calculated as 1.3 milliampere. IC active U calculated already as what? 1.3 milliampere, students. So if I compare these two things, you say that IC saturation less than IC active. Therefore, IC saturation compared to be less than IC active, students. So based on this, it is in saturation. So IC saturation less than IC active means the BZT body is in saturation, students. BZT body is in saturation. Answer is B. BZT is in what? Saturation, you can call. Got it now? Check out the next question now. See so now. For the BZT Q1 in the circuit shown below, for the BZT Q1 in the circuit shown below, beta equal to infinite, VB on equal to 0.7 volt, VB 0.7 volt, students. VC saturation is 0.7 volt given. Okay. The switch is initially closed. The switch is initially closed. At a time t equal to 0 second, the switch is opened. At a t equal to 0 second, the switch is what you can call opened. Right? The time t at which Q1 leaves the active region is the time t at which the Q1 leaves the active region is he asking, students. So this is the question he given. So this is the BZT circuit. So initially it is what sir means closed one. So at a t equal to 0 second, the switch is opened, students. At a t equal to 0 second, the switch to be opened. Confirm now? So he asking that what is the time at which the transistor come out of active region? That may be 10 milliseconds or 25 milliseconds or 50 milliseconds or 100 milliseconds, students. Is it right or how it is? Nothing but now I can able to examine now. See this one now. I can redraw the circuit, students. This is minus 5 volt supply. So this is the transistor Q1 you can call. Here it is 4.3 kilo ohm, students. Emitter bias is a minus 10 volt is there. Okay. So supply, current supply here given in the collector region is 0.5 milliampere, students. This is the supply of plus 5 volt. This is the collector node. So initially it is closed. Now as consider the circuit at t equal to 0 second at which the switch is open, students. So this is the condition you can get. So this is 5 microfarad. So here collector node voltage I can call VC, students. Here you know that VC, you know. This is VC. This you know VB, students. VB is that one. So he said that initially the switch is closed at t equal to 0 second, the switch is opened, I can call. The switch will look like to be opened. So switch is opened means the current is allowed to pass through the capacitor, students. That current I can call as a I. What are the current that to be allowed to pass through the transistor, pass through the capacitor? I can call as a I, students. Some I can call. Okay. Here the emitter current passing, students. That you know IE. Now check up now. I can apply the KVL to the input loop now. I can apply the KVL to the input loop, students. Check up now. At input I go. So this is supply is minus 5 volt. Here is nothing but VB, students. Here IE is there. Here 4.3K minus 10 volt is there. So now I need to calculate IE, students, there. So this is minus 5 minus VB. Okay. So this is nothing but what sir means minus of minus 10, students. Okay. So by how much means 4.3K you can call. Got it now? So I need that value of IE from that input circuit. So this is the loop I can call. IE equal to minus 5 minus VBE minus of minus 10, students. Minus of minus 10, students. So that is nothing but what you can get, sir, means 10 minus 5 VB 0.7 volt already given, I think. So 0.7 by 4.3K, students. So this is also 4.3 by 4.3K becomes 1 milliampere, students. I got this value as 1 milliampere. Okay. Now I can able to identify how much is the current passing through this capacitor here. So this one now already beta tends to infinity given as beta equal to infinity means IB equal to 0, students. Then IC equal to IE now. IC equal to IE that he calculated is 1 milliampere. 1 milliampere, right? So now I can able to go for this one now. What is the value of I can calculate? Here current supply is nothing but suppose this is 0.5 milliampere given. So from circuit you say, from circuit 0.5 milliampere equal to here I in this path I assume the current in this capacitor branch I assumed as I students, and here the corresponding current that is passing is IE can call, right? I plus IE you say, that implies I equal to 0.5 milliampere minus IE students. Already you know that I is 1 milliampere, 0.5 minus 1 milliampere, that is minus 0.5 milliampere. Okay, so current is allowed to pass through the capacitor students, right? That I calculate as I, that is minus 0.5 milliampere you can call. So this is a transfer in saturation. So this transfer come out of this active region at what time is asking students. So what is the time at which the transistor come out of the active region you can call. So now with this current flow the capacitor get fully charged, the capacitor gets charged students. When the capacitor is fully charged means whenever the capacitor come out of the active region, so at that time the capacitor is fully charged we can call the capacitor fully charged. Once the capacitor voltage equal to the collector voltage you can call. So capacitor voltage equal to this collector voltage. At that time the capacitor is fully charged, where that capacitor comes where the transistor come out of this active region you can call. Check out my option. See, so now the transistor so come out of active region at time t second where capacitor is fully charged students. So capacitor come out of active region at a time t seconds I can call, come out of active region at a time of t seconds where the capacitor is fully charged. Capacitor fully charged equal to supply voltage, that supply voltage here equal to capacitor voltage you can call. And so now that is capacitor voltage equal to collector voltage VC students. Collector voltage VC. Got it now? So therefore now I can define VC students from that circuit using VC equal to this one VCE, here VCE plus IE into 4.3K minus 10 students. I can substitute now VC equal to VCE plus IE into 4.3K. VC equal to VCE plus IE into 4.3K and a supply of minus 10 volt is there students. Okay, so VCE is saturation already given students. Saturation value of VC is already given 0.7, that I take out there. This is a 0.7 students. So IE already know, so that is nothing but 1 milliampere you can call. I equal to already 1 milliampere you know, 1 into 10 power minus 3 into 4.3 into 10 cube minus 10 students. So 10 cube 10 power minus 3 cancel. Okay, so this is 0.7 plus 4.3 become 5. 5 minus 10 becomes minus 5 volt students. So VC become minus 5 volt. And you know that now I need the time. Therefore now we know that this one, the capacitor voltage in terms of current, you know, integral relation students. V equal to voltage of the capacitor now, that equal to collector voltage. Collector voltage equal to capacitor voltage now. So what is the formula for capacitor voltage in terms of current using integral relation students? You know, 1 by C integral of I dt. 1 by C integral of I dt you can call. VC equal to minus 5 volt. VC equal to minus 5 volt. 1 by C stands for capacitance students. That capacitance is given how much you can call 5 microfarad is there. That capacitance equal to 5 microfarad that I indicated now. 5 into 10 power minus 6 integral of I dt students. I is the current in capacitor that we calculate is minus 0.5 milliampere minus 0.5 milli you can call dt, right? So minus minus cancelled out, students. So take this one now. 0.5 take out the integration. So 0.5 into 10 power minus 3 integral of dt become t, 5 into 10 power minus 6, students. Now I can able to transfer this one this side. 25 into 10 power minus 6 t equal to 25 into 10 power minus 6, right? 25 into 10 power minus 6 divided by 0.5 into 10 power minus 3, students, seconds. So 25 by 0.5 become 50. Take this one 10 cube, that is 10 power minus 3 seconds. So nothing but 50 milliseconds, students. So this is the time at which the capacitor voltage equal to collector voltage, where capacitor is fully charged, and that is the time at which the capacitor come, so at which the transfer come out of the active region. That is the time at which the transfer come out of the active region, students. Check up the answer C given 10, 25, 50, 100. The answer for that one is 50 milliseconds, students. The answer for that one is 50 milliseconds. Okay. Check out the next question now. For a BJT, the common base current gain alpha equal to 0.98 and the collector base junction reverse bias saturation current IC0 equal to 0.6 microamps, we can call. This BJT connected in common emitter mode. This BJT connected in common emitter mode, students, and operated in active region with base driven current IB equal to 20 microampere, you can call. The collector current IC for this mode of operation is, what is the collector current he asking there? So options given 0.98 milliampere, 0.99 milliampere, 1.0 milliampere, 1.01 milliampere, students. So first I check out the data given. Alpha given 0.98, collector by base junction reverse bias current IC0 given, students, 0.6 microampere. BJT is in CE mode, you can call, operate in active region with the base current IB equal to 20 microampere, students. Asking that collector current for this mode for CE. So original formula for collector current for CE circuit is IC equal to beta IB, students. If minority current specified, then the expanded one is IC equal to beta IB plus 1 plus beta times IC0. 1 plus beta times IC0, you can call. So now beta I calculate first. So beta equal to alpha by 1 minus alpha, you know, alpha 0.98 given divided by 1 minus 0.98, students. That becomes 0.98 by 0.02, 98 by 2, 49, students. Beta become as a 49. Then you can able to substitute to get the concerned collector current. Therefore, IC equal to beta IB, 49 into IB is given as how much, means 20 microampere, students. 20 microampere plus 1 plus beta, 1 plus 49 into IC0. IC0 given as a 0.6 microampere there. Suppose if you don't specify IC0, you can ignore. There you can consider only just beta IB. So because here IC0 is specified, I have taken that total current relation like that. Suppose if you don't specify IC0, students, just you can take IC equal to only beta IB. Okay. So this become 980 microamps. 49 plus 150, 50 into 0.6 become 30 microamps, students. That is 1010 microamps, you can call. If you rewrite in terms of milliampere, students, 1.01 milliampere. 1.01 milliampere you can call. So the answer for this one is D, students. The answer for that one is what you can call D. Okay. Check up the next question now. In the circuit shown, the silicon BJT has beta equal to, BJT has a beta equal to 50. Assume VB equal to 0.7 volt and VC saturation equal to 0.2 volt, you can call. Right? Which one of the following statement is correct? Among these 4 statements, which one is correct, you can call. So base resistance 50 kilo ohms, supply is 5 volt, you can call. RC is unknown there. So it is a 10 volt supply. So RC given different options, students. He said that keeping RC equal to 1 kilo ohm, this BJT body is in saturation here given. Next, if I take RC equal to 3 kilo ohm, BJT operate in the saturation region, you can call. If I operate RC equal to 20 kilo ohm, BJT operate in cutoff region, you can call, right? So if for RC equal to 20 kilo ohm, the BJT operate in linear region, you can call. Linear means active region, students. Okay, check up now. The circuit I read first. This is 50K, students. RB. Supply is 5 volt is there. So emitter is grounded there. This is the collector. RC is not specified. This is the 10 volt, you can call. So this is the place of VCE. This is the place of VB, you know. So here base current flows. Here collector current flows, students. So already input is forward bias to students. No chance for cutoff. No chance for cutoff. Input is already forward bias. No chance for cutoff. So remaining whether it is a saturation or active, I can discuss. For that, already I told that whether it is in saturation or active means just calculating IC saturation and IC active. By that, you can easy to know in which mode for a given RC you can able to examine. So from input now I can able to go, students, right? So this one now first I can able to go for from input. From input now I can able to define IB, students. IB equal to, here supply is 5 minus VBE by 50K I can call. So VB already given 0.7, I think. VB already 0.7 volt, students. 5 minus 0.7 become 4.3 by 50K ampere. Okay, 4.3 by 50K ampere you can call. Now I can able to go for IC active, students. IC active equal to beta IB you can call. IC active equal to what, sir? Beta IB you say. So now I can able to go for that. IC active equal to beta equal to 50, students. Okay, 50 into 4.3 by 50K you can call. 50 cancel, students. K take to the numerator become milliampere. So it become as a 4.3 milliampere. So this is the IC active you discussed from the input bias, students. Now I can able to go for output bias. From output bias I can go, students. Here IC, you know, 10 minus VC by RC. IC equal to 10 minus VC by RC you can call. IC saturation now I can able to go 10 minus VC saturation by RC, students. So 10 minus VC saturation by RC, students. So 10 minus VC saturation 0.2 E given. VC saturation is 0.2 volt E given. By RC is unknown. That become 9.8 by RC, students. So one by one option I can able to imply to know that which mode it is. First option I go, students. For RC equal to 1 kilo ohm. Case 1 I go, students. For RC equal to how much? 1 kilo ohm I can go. So this one now, case 1 I go. For RC if I go for 1K, IC saturation equal to 9.8 by 1K, that equal to 9.8 milliampere. So if I compare an IC saturation and IC active is 4.3, IC saturation is 9.8. So what you can call, sir, means IC saturation greater than IC active you can call, greater than IC active you can call. So greater than IC active means it is an active mode, students, nothing but linear mode. It is an active mode, not be in saturation mode. So first option is wrong. A option is wrong, students. Now I can able to go for the next option now. Now I can able to go for the next option, students. That is 3 kilo ohms I can call. That is what you can call 3 kilo ohms I say. Check up now. For RC equal to 3 kilo ohms I go, students. So for RC equal to 3 kilo ohms I can call. Next option I say for RC equal to 3 kilo ohms, I calculate IC saturation, students. IC saturation equal to 9.8 by RC, RC become 3 students. So many ampere? That is 3.2, okay, 3.27 milliampere you may get. So IC saturation is 3.27 milliampere. From this one you can get. Already you know IC active is 4.3 students. So that IC saturation 3.27 less than 4.3 milliamp students. IC saturation less than IC active means it is in saturation mode, students. It is in saturation for RC equal to 3 kilo ohms. Okay, it is in saturation for RC equal to 3 kilo ohms, students. So this is the right option. Next one I can also discuss for RC equal to 20 kilo ohm. For RC equal to 20 kilo ohm, students, what it is now I can also check out. Last option I check out. Third option is already wrong, I told. Fourth option I go. For RC equal to 20 kilo ohm, IC saturation equal to 9.8 by RC, that is 9.8 by 40, sir, 20k you can call. 9.8 by 20k, students, that become is 0.98 by 2, that is 0.49 milliampere you can call. Nearly 0.49 milliampere, students. So IC active, you know, already 4.3 milliamps I think. IC active is 4.3 milliamps. So IC saturation is 0.49 milliamps, students. Therefore, IC saturation again less than IC active. So it is in saturation, students, and not in linear mode. Linear means active mode, and not in linear mode, students. Not in linear mode you can call. But given the option is linear mode there, given the option is linear mode you can call. So it's not in linear mode, it is in saturation. So it is also wrong, students. So which is the right answer for all these things means only option B should be the right. For RC equal to 3 kilo ohms among the given options, it is in saturation mode. It is in saturation mode, students. Okay. Check out the next question now. In the circuit shown, the BJT has a current gain beta equal to 50. Current gain beta equal to 50. Right? For emitter to base voltage VEB equal to 600 millivolt. He asking that what is the emitter collector voltage VEC in volts. Emitter collector voltage VEC in volts, students. Okay. So this is the transistor. It is a PNP model, students. So now I draw that figure. This is that figure given. This is 500 ohms. Supply is nothing but emitter supply given 3 volts. Okay, this is 60k, students. This is 60k. Okay. Emitter to collector voltage he asking now. There I can indicate those things. This is emitter. This is collector. He asking this one now. VEC, students. This one he asking. Right. So here PNP model, students, it is emitter, this is base collector, you know. So this is a PNP. PNP model you can call. Here the drop is VEB, you know. Keeping emitter is positive with respect to base. Here the current passing is IV. Here the current passing is IC. I incoming, IV and IC are outgoing. So this is the circuit given. So what are you asking, students? VEC asking. You know that VEC equal to VE minus VC, right? And emitter node voltage directly given, student, that is a 3. Emitter node voltage is the direct supply voltage of 3 volt. What is that collector node voltage, students? Here IR drop is there, IC into 500. So 3 minus VC equal to IC into 500, students. So this is the VEC value. What is that unknown, students? Where IC? How do you calculate IC means IC equal to beta IB. So first I calculate IB, then I can calculate IC, thereby I can calculate that required VEC value, students. So how to calculate IB means from input bias circuit I can calculate, students. So now I can able to go for input now. See this one now. From input I can apply KVL, students, like this. So this one I can able to go. This is the thing I can go, students. In this order I can go. 3 equal to VEB. 3 equal to, now I written, students, VEB plus this one, students, IB into 60K to get that one now. So now I can go like this. This is the input loop and I can go. Applied is 3. Here the drop is VEB. Here the drop is IB into 60K I can call. So IB equal to 3 minus VEB by 60K, students. So VEB E given as how much means? So that is 600 millivolt given, students. Now I write that. VEB equal to 600 millivolt means that is 0.6 volt you can call. VEB equal to how much? 0.6 volt you can call. So 3 minus 0.6 by 60K, students. That is 2.4 by 60 into 10 power minus 3 ampere. Right, IC equal to beta IB, students. IC equal to beta IB there. Beta equal to 50. 50 into 2.4 by 60 into 10 power minus 3 ampere. So this comes to how much means? 0.4, students. 0.4 you can call. 0.4 into 5 become 2, students. So that become as a 2 milliampere. IC equal to 2 milliampere. So now I can calculate IC, students, thereby substituting to get VEC now. So now I can do that VEC now. VEC equal to 3 minus 5C into 500, students. VEC equal to 3 minus IC into 500 you can call volts. So you calculate IC is a 2 milliampere. 3 minus 2 into 10 minus 3 into 500 volts, that is 3 minus 1, sir, that equal to 2 volts. So the value of EEC you may get as a 2 volt, students. That is a numerical data question, I think. So the emitter to collector voltage VEC asking, the answer for that one is 2 volt, students. Answer for that one is how much? 2 volt you can call. Okay, check out the next question now. An NPN BJT having reverse saturation current IS equal to 10 power minus 15 ampere. An NPN BJT having reverse saturation current IS equal to 10 power minus 15 ampere is biased in the forward active region with VB equal to 700 millivolt, thermal voltage VT equal to 25 millivolt, and the current gain beta to be vary from 50 to 150 due to manufacturing variations. You can call. So you're asking that maximum emitter current in microampere. What is the maximum emitter current in microampere? E asked students. So first I can able to go for the data E given. So this one now. The BJT reverse saturation current IS is given 10 power minus 15 ampere. Okay. Forward active region with VB given, students, 700 millivolt means 0.7 volt. Thermal voltage VT equal to 25 millivolt is given, and beta variations is 50 to 150, students. You're asking that what is the maximum emitter current in microamperes? So this is that one he asked, students. Data is given. Now I can able to go for that. Check out now. You know that IE equal to IB plus IC, students. Okay. Again, IC equal to beta IB, no? That can rewrite like 1 plus beta times IB. Now I can rewrite this one again in terms of the saturation current, students. You see this again. Also, IC equal to IS into exponential of VB by VT in terms of VB and thermal voltage the expression for collector current, and in terms of beta factor IC generally know beta IV. So from this one now you rewrite this IB in terms of this one as IC by beta, that equal to IS by beta exponential of VB by VT students. So this is the expression for base current in terms of saturation current, VB, all that. So I substitute that one to get the final equation of IE. Therefore IE equal to 1 plus beta by beta into IS into exponential of VB by VT students. So this is the final equation for emitter current. So now I can rewrite like this. So now I rewrite this one, students. IE equal to 1 plus beta by beta into IS, students, how much is there? 10 power minus 15 into exponential of VB is how much? 700 millivolt, 25 millivolt. Milli cancel, students. I may rewrite this one as 700 by 25 amperes. So at two values of beta are given. So first I can substitute beta equal to 50. Next I substitute beta equal to 150. Thereby I can calculate that maximum emitter current, students. First I can able to go for at beta equal to 50, students. At beta equal to 50 now I substitute now. What is the value of IE I can get? IE equal to 51 by 50. And so now if I substitute beta equal to 50, students, what you can get means 51 by 50 you can call into 10 power minus 15 exponential of 700 by 25 ampere. So it should be around 1475 microampere, students. You may get around 1475 microampere. First option I go. At beta equal to 50, if I calculated that corresponding current, may get as how much means 1475 microampere, students. Next option I can go, that I do next here, students, at beta equal to 150. Next option, IE equal to 151 by 150 into 10 power minus 15 exponential of 700 by 25 ampere. It should becomes around 1456 microampere, students. It should becomes around 1456 microampere. Why you can get like this, sir? Because as compared to 51 by 50, the ratio of 151 to 150 should be little bit less, students. Okay, so remaining all are same. Just if you compare 51 by 50 and 151 by 150, so this ratio 151 to 151 by 150 should be little bit less than compared to 51 to 50 you can call. So you're asking the answer is what, sir? What is the highest to maximum emitter current you can call? So the answer for that one, students, IE max is nothing but how much? 1475 microampere. So highest answer is how much means 1475 microampere, students. So this is the answer, 1475. 1475 microampere is your answer, students. Okay, check out the next question now. The Ebers mole model of a BJT, right, is valid only in active mode, only in active and saturation modes, only in active and cutoff modes, active, saturation and cutoff mode. Already I told that this Ebers mole model is applicable every operating mode of BJT, in every operating mode of BJT. So the answer for that one is D. You can call. The answer for that one is what? D. Okay. Check out the next question now. So consider the circuit shown in the figure, assuming VB1 equal to VEB2 equal to 0.7 volt. VB1 equal to VEB2 equal to what? 0.7 volt, right? The value of DC voltage VC2 in volt is, this is the circuit is given, students. The value of what you can call VC2 in volt is. Now I redraw the circuit first, students. So this one now, I redraw the circuit. So first transistor is NPN model A given, students. This is NPN, emitter, base, collector. This is of NPN, beta factor for that one is 100 is given. This is NPN model, students, and he told that collector and base are shorted there. This is that one. Collector and base are shorted, and this supply is given 2.5 volt. Okay, for second transistor, students, that is a E given PNP model. So this is the emitter you can call. This is collector, this is base. So this is a Q2 I can call, students. This is Q1. So this is a beta factor for this one is 50 given. Here some resistance is there, 10K base bias resistance, and supply is 1 volt is there. Here collector load is nothing but 1K, students. Okay. So this is nothing but a ground. In this place, he is asking V0. That is the question he has given, students. So now I can able to indicate how to calculate that. Now indicate the places, students. This is the place of VBE1. Okay. And this is the place of VEB2, students. Okay. You know that for this region, here the corresponding emitter current incoming means base current is outgoing, students, IB2. Here the corresponding collector current is IC2, you can call. So now, so now what he asking means V0 is asking, students. Whatever that V0 there, you see this one now, V0 equal to IC2 into 1K, students. Where what is IC2 means? Beta 2 into IB2, students. So if I know that IB2, automatically I may get what is that IC2. Once I know that IC2, I can get V0, students. How to calculate that one means, here IB2 is the current passing through this 10K, one node potential is 1 volt, another node base node voltage I need to know, students. This is called VB2. That base node voltage is VB2, students. How to get this VB2? So it means, you see this one now, I can apply KVL to this loop. So here how much is there? 2.5 equal to here the drop is VB1. So here the drop is VEB2. Here that one is VB2, students. Now I can apply that one to get VB2 first. Okay, check up now. So from circuit what I get? From circuit if I go, 2.5 equal to, this is the supply, nothing is dropped here, VB1 plus, so here to here drop is VB1, students, this drop is VB1, so here the drop is what, sir, means VEB2, students, this drop is VEB2, okay, VB1 plus VEB2 plus, so this to ground I can call VB2, students, that place is VB2. So now I can calculate VB2 equal to how much means, VB2 equal to 2.5 minus VBE1 plus VEB2, VBE1 0.7, VEB2 0.7, 0.7 plus 0.7, students, 1.4. So that become as 1.1 volt. I got VB1, VB2, students. VB2 equal to how much? 1.1 volt. Therefore, now I can able to go for IB2 now. IB2 equal to VB2 minus 1 by 10K, students. VB2 equal to, sir, IB2 equal to VB2 minus 1 by 10K I return this. So, VB2 already 1.1. So, 1.1 minus 1 become 0.1 by 10K, students. So, take to the numerator become 10 power minus 4 into 0.1, that become 10 power minus 5 ampere. This is becomes how much means 10 power minus 5 ampere. I got IB2, students. Thereby I can get first IC2 now. Now, IC2 equal to beta 2 IB2 you can call. Beta 2 50 is there. IB2 you calculate 10 power minus 5 ampere. Okay. So therefore V naught equal to IC2 into 1K, I think. IC2 into how much, sir? IC2 into 1K. So I substitute now, students. IC2 is 50 into 10 power minus 5 into 10 cube. So 50 into 10 power minus 2 it comes, that is 0.5 volts, students. So VC2 we asking that equal to 0.5 volt. Understand this? So to get the to V naught, first I calculate what sir means VB2. So how to get VB2 means from this 2.5 you subtract this true drop, students. VB2 get. Once you know VB2, I calculate IB2. That becomes as a 10 power minus 5 ampere. Once I get IB2, then I can calculate IC2, students. Thereby V naught equal to IC2 into 1K. So by minimizing that, you calculate that V naught equal to how much means 0.5 volt. That is nothing but 0.5 volt, students. That is VC2, nothing but V naught. How much it is? 0.5 volt you can call. Right? Answer is for that one is what? 0.5 volt, students. Just wait. So this value is 0.5, students. Okay. Next question I go. See this one now. The injected excess electron concentration profile. The injected excess electron concentration profile in the base region of NPN BZT biased in active region is linear as shown in the figure. Okay. So if the area of the emitter base junction is 0.001 centimeter square, the mobility of electron is 800 centimeter square per volt second in the base region, and depletion region widths are negligible, you can call, then the collector current IC in milliampere at room temperature is. So thermal voltage given 26 millivolts, students. So here the electron concentration is 10 power 14 per centimeter cube. Here that becomes 0, you can call, over a width of 0.5 micrometer, you can call. So asking that what is that corresponding collector current, students. So first I can give the data is given. So area is 0.001 centimeter square given, that equal to 10 power minus 3 centimeter square. Mobility of electron is given, students, 800 centimeter square per volt second. Okay. Base with base region with depletion region negligible, you can call. Collector current is asking. VT equal to thermal voltage VT 26 millivolt given. Okay. What is asking, students? Collector current is asking. So this is not but a diffusion current, you can call. So what is the formula for that diffusion current equation, students? IC equal to, in terms of the variation of electron density, that is minus QA dn into dn by dx ampere. Why I take a negative sign there, student, means negative sign indicate that as length increasing the electron density decreases. As length increasing the electron density decreases there. That's the meaning of negative sign, students. Now I substitute everything there. So what is the dn means? Now I can calculate dn. So we know that dn by mu n equal to Vt, students. Then dn equal to Vt into mu n, you know. Vt 26 you can call into 10 power minus 3. And mu n equal to how much means 800, students. So unit is centimeter square per second. So 26 into 800 tens, what you can call, sir, means so 26 into 800 centimeter square per second you can call. If I do this one now, you may get this value is around 20.8 centimeter square per second, students. This value becomes around 20.8 centimeter square per second, you can call. Now I can able to substitute this one now to get the corresponding diffusion current, that is nothing but collector current. Here you can call minus Q for 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. Area is 10 power minus 3. Diffusion constant is 20.8. What? Okay. Change in electron density, students. Final value is 0. Initial value is 10 power 14. 0 minus 10 power 14 by dx. What is that to dx, students? Dx is 0.5 micrometer, you can call. Totaling this 0.5 micrometer, that is 0.5 into 10 power minus 4 centimeter. So unit is ampere. So minus of minus become plus, students. 1.6 into 10 power minus 22. Okay. So this one take to the numerator becomes 10 power 4, students. Minus of minus becomes plus I told. 10 power minus 19, 10 power minus 22. This is 10 power 18, students. Total become 10 power minus 4. Remaining I written now. 20.8. 1 by 0.5 become 2, students. And so now 1.6 I written, 20.8 written, 0.5, 1 by 0.5 become 2 written. So 10 power minus 4, 10 to 10 power 14 become 10 power 18 you can call. So this is a 10 power minus 1 into 10 power minus 4 ampere. So if I minimize this, it becomes around 6.65 milliampere, students. This value may come around 6.65 milliampere. So the answer for this one is around 6.65 milliampere, students. So this is the answer, 6.65. Okay. And so now you are asking that collector current. So using this profile, variation of the electron density is given. So using diffusion current equation, you may get that corresponding value that may comes around 6.65 milliampere. Okay. Check out the next question now. For a narrow base PNP BZT, the excess minority carrier concentrations, right? The excess minority carrier concentration given delta Ne for emitter, delta Pb for base, delta Nc for collector. Normalized to the equilibrium minority carrier concentration, Ne naught for emitter, Pb naught for base, Nc naught for collector in the quasi-neutral emitter. Base and collector regions are not shown below. Which one of the following biasing mode is the transistor operating in? So this is the thing is given, emitter, base, collector for PNP transistor. X and Y axis are not scaled there indicated. So answer is forward active, saturation, inverse active, cutoff. See so now, this is the emitter, this is base, this is collector you can call. You observe now, so from collector to base, the number of holes diffusion is very high. The number of holes diffusion is very high. So when you find out that more number of holes can be diffused from collector to base means, so whenever the collector junction is forward biased, under that condition, more number of holes can be diffused into the base. Or you can also in the other way you can say the ratio of, this is delta Nc already know, that is the excess minority carrier concentration. The ratio of excess minority carrier concentration to the Nc naught is nothing but equilibrium minority concentration is about 10 power 5, which is positive you can call, such that collector junction is forward biased. Understand, students? JC forward biased as the diffusion of holes from collector to base is high, or delta Nc, that is the ratio of excess minority carrier concentration to the equilibrium minority concentration. Equilibrium minority concentration, Nc naught I can call. Delta Nc by Nc naught is 10 power 5 greater than 1. So JC is forward biased, students. Now come back to the JE you can call. So emitter to base junction. So the diffusion of holes from emitter to base is nothing but very less, that is -1 you can call decreasing condition. So this is nothing but PNP transistor. Diffusion of holes from emitter to base is a decreasing means. What the meaning of that one sir means? So input look like a reverse bias. Input look like a reverse bias, or the ratio of what means excess minority carrier concentration to the equilibrium carrier concentration is very poor, that is -1 you can call. That is greater than 1 here. That is greater than 1. Here it is less than 1 you can call. -1 means less than 1 you say. So it is very poor. So that GE is reverse bias. Okay. GE is reverse bias as the diffusion of holes right from diffusion of holes from emitter to base is less, or ratio of excess carrier concentration delta Ne to the minority carrier concentration is negligible there. equal to -1, that is less than 1, you can call. See, so now JC is forward bias, J is forward bias. So input junction, output junction forward bias, input junction reverse bias, you can call, right? So it is called as a reverse active. Therefore, it is reverse active. Input junction is reverse bias, output junction is forward bias. It is a reverse active mode, sir. That is nothing but inverse active mode, you can call. Inverse active mode, students. So it is nothing but inverted mode, or what circle means reverse active mode, you can call, right? It is inverse active mode, not be forward active, not be saturation, not be cutoff, you can call. So what sir means, it is inverse active mode, students. Okay, next question I go. In the figure shown, NPN transistor act as a switch. So this is the transistor as a switching element, you can call V in. There is apply a square pulse of amplitude 2 volt. 12 kilo ohm resistor is there. For the input Vn is shown in figure, the transistor switches between cutoff and saturation operation, where T is large, you can, when T is large. Assume that collector to emitter voltage at saturation, VC saturation is this one, students. This is emitter, base, collector. So this is VC saturation, you can call. That is given as a 0.2 volts. And base to emitter voltage, students, this is the place of VB, you can call. So this is VB, student, that is given 0.7 volt. The minimum value of the common base current gain alpha for this transistor in the switching mode will be. He asking alpha for this one, students. Alpha equal to what? IC by IE. I need to calculate IC and IE. First, I can go for input loop, students. From input, if I go for input, students, here the corresponding current IB, you know. Here the corresponding current IC, you know. IB equal to supply voltage V in minus VB by 12K. IB equal to VI, simply written VI, minus VB by 12K, students. VI equal to 2 volt, amplitude is there. VB 0.7 volt, I think. VB equal to much 0.7 volt, you can call, by 12K, students. That equal to 1.3 by 12K, take to the numerator, become milliampere. 1.3 by 12 becomes 0.108 milliampere, students. IB become 0.108 milliampere, you can call. Now I can able to go for IC, students. From output I go. From output, IC equal to, here supply is 5, here it is VCE minus VCE by 4.8K, 5 minus VCE by 4.8K, you can call. Under saturation mode, VCE saturation is already given, students. That is given as some 0.2 volt, I think. So VCE saturation given 0.2. So 5 minus 0.2 by 4.8K. So take to the numerator, become milli. 4.8 by 4.8, students, that become 1 milliampere. Thereby, I calculate IE now. IE equal to IB plus IC, no? So that equal to 1.108 milliampere. 1.108 milliampere, you can call. Now I substitute those things. IC equal to 1 milliampere. IE equal to 1.108 milliampere, you can call. If I minimize this one now, that become 0.902, students. Okay. So how much value that alpha means? Alpha equal to 0.902. This is that one. 0.902, students. Understand these things? Okay. So the remaining questions we can discuss in the next session, students. Okay. Thank you. All the best.